Good morning. How is everyone this morning? I think I'm doing okay. You know, it's one of those days. I got my COVID vaccine Tuesday. And of course my husband had his done too. And I think he said he had a sore arm. Did Jane get the sore arm? No. Jane got a little bit of extremely tired and joint aching. And we both had the Pfizer. So, but yesterday when I was doing laundry, one of the gals that I talk with all the time at the laundromat, I don't know if I've told you this story, but we think we're long-lost cousins. Her maiden name is the same as my maiden name. She showed me a picture of her grandfather, and he looks exactly like my grandfather. Exactly. So we're still trying to determine if we are long-lost cousins after all. So we were talking about, we figured that with everything that's going on and all the new strains, that we're probably going to have booster shots every year of the COVID vaccine. Sure enough, this morning I read an article about Pfizer's talking about having to have a booster every year. So that's kind of rather interesting. You know, out of the mouth of two idiots, here comes the possibility that they were absolutely correct. All right. Today there are a lot of things that are going on. There are challenges and cows and all kinds of things. I was just listening to Dana of Wanderlust Crochet and her Scorched Earth, challenge. And I thought, when I saw that and she said coming soon, and then she did the video, my first thought is I know a lot of military, when it's Scorched Earth, it's like you take everything out. I thought, what are we going to do? But I'll tell you, Dana, I am down with this challenge with one caveat. My goal has been to get my yarn down within the next year to a manageable amount. I have so much yarn, there's no way I can crochet or knit my way through it fast enough. So my own personal challenge was, one, take as much as I could to Prayer Shawl Ministry, which I am doing. The other is for giveaways. So I have taken some bags up and I'm starting to pull out for giveaways and putting them aside. So I know that those are for giveaways. And then of course there are certain yarns that, I would like to use. Well, yes, last night I found a tote of homespun. I thought I had finished using all that homespun. Found a tote. So, I'm down with this challenge, basically because I'm feeling stressed with having all this yarn and not being able to use it. I have so much yarn and it's put away here, there, and everywhere. I have no idea what I actually have, don't have. I do have a notebook that tells what's in each tote, which is helpful, like if I'm looking for, say, the color green. I did try to take and put those totes to where I had purples and pinks together and blues and purples together, those kind of things. So I think that's helped a little bit with being able to find, what I have, don't have, and create a little less stress. But I am after getting rid of a whole lot of stress just because of life's happenings now here in this household. It's become even more stressful. Can you imagine? But anyway, So I am planning on joining the Scorched Earth. I am plotting out how I'm going to fulfill that, become a part of that, because I know I can't use all the yarn that I have, but I do know that I have plans in order for it to leave the house. So March 1st through this year, through March 1st next year, sounds like a good plan to me. Now, Nan's next knot is today is starting her third luck of the draw crochet along. So I am going to participate in this because why not? I do make a lot of lapgans, and while she is making a double size Afghan, I believe it's double size, I am planning on making two lapgans, maybe three out of this whole thing. So I thought I would show you the colors that I've chosen. Now for my base, I am using Premier Basic in the cream color. Let's pull that back. It does look a lot really white, but it's a cream color. It's not really a true white. And then one of my colors is also going to be one of these large things of Stitch Studio by Nicole in navy. And then I have a Naked Skein. Naked Skein does have a ball band. It just fell off. This is Premier Basic in the forest green, and that is going to be one of my colors. And then Premier Basic in garnet. And then I have a Stitch Studio Classic in what is called soft gold. So I'm going to be using those. Let's see. And then I have Premier Basic in sky color. And then I also have a Super Saver in honeydew. Thought I had another green somewhere. And then Royal Blue Premier Basic. So those are the colors that I am using. And yeah, that's gonna clear up quite a bit of stash right there. I'm figuring got 3 balls of each of the smaller basics in Premier. I have 3 of those, each of those colors. I've got 3 in the honeydew and 3 in the Stitch Studios, and then I have 2 of the navy in that large Stitch Studio. So I think I should be able to meet that challenge quite well. At least I'm hoping to be able to catch that challenge quite well. So those are the colors that I've chosen for that cowl, and looking forward to it. I always look forward to seeing the creations that Nancy creates, so looking forward to seeing more. I did have another color, I knew I did, and that is Guava. And this is a Red Heart Super Saver. I have 3 of those skeins. So those will be for that crochet long. Now, what are some of the other things? Like I said, I was hoping to do another Blessings challenge with Loretta, but I haven't contacted her yet, so I need to do that. Now, Billy of the Crafty Floridian sent me a birthday gift, and it's absolutely stunning. Look at this. Is that not gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. Now this one I am going to use to hold some stitch markers for a project that I am going to be starting soon. It's going to hold stitch markers, a little pair of scissors, some basting needles, those kind of things that I need, little, to work on the project so that when I pick up that bag, everything is ready to go and it's all together. So I'm going to use that for this. And it's absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Billy. Now, many of you know that I do something called Scentbird, or I have been doing something Scentbird, but I am going to be canceling that, quite honestly, because a lot of the perfumes I do not enjoy at all. One of the first ones that I got was this one, and it's very interesting the way that this opens up with the Scentbird. You actually twist to get that up out of there, and this is a Carvan. It is a very strong scent. I am more of a fruity scent. My favorite perfume is White Shoulders, and I thought I would try Scentbird because it's getting harder and harder to find White Shoulders. So, thought I would try that, and I've gotten, I think, about 4 or 5 months worth, and this one was the Christian Siriano Silhouette. It claimed to be fruity. It is not. It was a very strong, it's got a strong bergamot, and it really reminds me, honestly, it really reminds me of the smell of mums or chrysanthemums. You know how it's got that deep scent? And this one was Chloe, and it was supposed to be flowers with jasmine and some ginger and something else. Was it mint? You don't pick up any of those smells in that whatsoever. And the latest one that I got probably is the closest to being what it's described as, and that is called the Juicy Couture. And the way that it is described is, it is Viva la Juicy, is a froth of caramel, berries, vanilla, and tropical white flowers that will delight any woman with a youthful sense of fun. And supposedly the scents that are in it are caramel, vanilla, mandarin orange, praline, and berries. Well, you don't smell any one scent takes a strong top of the line with these. However, I can sense the mandarin orange and the caramel, but none of the other scents. But this one is the only one of all of these that I enjoy. These other ones are just too strong. They come close to being patchouli-esque. And for those of you that don't know, I am allergic to patchouli. When I come across someone that has patchouli on, my first instinct is to toss cookies. And generally, when I am next to someone like that, I try to make sure I toss cookies their way instead of someone else's, because that stuff is nasty. Now, I know a lot of you probably like patchouli, but I have a friend who is a geneticist, and according to him, it means that during the cave and hunter days, you would have been dead toast because you would have eaten something that was deadly because it does smell like rotting earth. So, there's that. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk to you today about is my Stitch and movie. I watched Come Sunday, and you can find that on Netflix. I think that's the only place you can find it, unless you can order it from Bishop Carlton Pearson. He does have a website, carltonpearson.com, I think, or maybe .org. Sorry. But this is a preacher who was very much a traditionalist when he came to his preaching. He was at one time the pastor of a Higher Dimensions Evangelist Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they were brought up under the influence of Oral Roberts type. Oral Roberts was a big influence in his life. I believe at one time he took him in, kind of raised him as his own son. But he had been a member of this church for many years, had the largest church in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it was one of the first churches that there were blacks and whites that came to the church. And it was very, bit of a Pentecostal bishop. But then at one time in his life, he had an awareness. He says that God had spoken to him and he heard the voice clearly. And what it was is that he had changed his way of thinking about and rereading the Bible, studying it, and that he became what they called a heretic. And he lost his standing with the Joint College of African American Pentecostal Bishops and was declared a heretic by his peers in 2004. What was his crime? His crime was that he truly believed that God will not punish everyone by putting them into the pit of hell. And a lot of this came after he'd watched a television program about the genocide in Rwanda. He said he realized then that hell is created on earth by human depravity and a place of external torment. Then he determined through his talk with God that he was having a variation of what's called universal reconciliation, which is, it is a gospel of inclusion. And many people have trouble with that because they truly believe that you only come to God through Jesus Christ, which in many ways is true for many of us. But what I found interesting is, through my readings in the Bibles, I've read so clearly that God loves us all and that He will not punish us. And that is basically what he was preaching, is that no one is going to go to hell. A special place in hell. And he began to preach that, and people just couldn't have it because, that's just not the normal way of teaching the Bible. But the Bible clearly, through my readings, has determined there is a certain number that is destined to go to the pit of hell. And it's very clear in there that there is a number. And those are the people, demons, whatever, that are specified to go. And other than that, the Bible leaves it totally open. And I have always believed that people, even if they've not had a chance to hear the gospel of Jesus Christ or not heard it correctly, through someone who is God-loving, God-fearing, that when we stand in judgment before God, we will hear that full gospel in its full meaning. And then we will be given the choice whether we will choose to live in heaven or choose not to. So, I sort of understand a little bit of what he was thinking and meeting and reading. So, a lot of those church functions, people declared that he was a heretic for his teachings. And I think it's just a different way of teaching the Bible and teaching hope to people. So he is now a priest. He's a minister in the Christ Universal Temple. And it is called New Thought Congregation in Chicago. And he is the head of that. An affiliate minister also with Tulsa's All Souls Unitarian Church. And if you know anything about Unitarian Church, everyone is included. Everyone. It is somewhere where pagans, if they need a place to gather and to have a service or, cast a circle, they are welcome to do that within that church setting. So it's a very open, very inclusive, very loving way of teaching the Bible and the gospel. So this is a story of how he went from that through this crisis of totally losing his ministry in Tulsa completely and basically starting over. And I think it also brings to light a lot of the issues that go on between ministerial families, husband, wives that are included in this, because his wife was subservient to him. But once he began to have this crisis of faith, she began to uplift and support him in a way that he needed to know so that he could fulfill his mission in life with his God. So it's a very interesting video. I enjoyed it immensely. And at the same time, I saw a lot of church ministry, the bad parts of the church ministry, where there is very little love support given to someone who has a difference of thought than what you do, or what your standard beliefs are. So I enjoyed it immensely. I give it 5 thumbs up because it was that good. Now my D movie is going to be Date Night, because now I need something to laugh at. And I watched it coming home from a casino trip on a bus. And of course, when you're on a bus, the DVD skips around sometimes, and sometimes the volume goes up and down, so you don't get to hear the full thing. So I'm going to watch the full movie on its own. And I think I can get that probably at Netflix or even Amazon Prime. I'm not sure that it's anywhere else. If you have a cable service, you might see if it's one of the comedies that is listed for free to view. You know, with your remote, you can go in and find movies and shows that you can watch that are free with your cable services. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. That is it for today. And I'll see you guys again soon. And I'm hoping that you will think about doing the Scorched Earth challenge and also the Luck of the Draw crochet along. And I will leave the links to both of those below. So everybody have a great day. Hope you don't get too much snow. We're expected to get 10 inches somewhere between today and tomorrow morning. Yay! So I'm staying home and I'm knitting right now. Knitting on that color block. I thought I'd work on that a little more diligently this weekend. Everybody have a blessed day and I'll see you again soon. And choose kindness.